Welcome to Podcast of All Podcasts. Enjoy best moments of podcast history.
Bill Burr.
It's the same thing. The guy starts up a fucking business. He dressing the part. He's faking it till you make it. He gets a bunch of investors. He hands out fake spreadsheets. And you got these fucking innocent people just going like, you know, oh, yeah, I saw the returns and I was getting 30%. And I was like, whoa, this sounds like a good deal to me. Right? And then they always go, you know, there's always some really bad metaphor. They invested in an ice cream chain, but this wasn't the flavor they were looking for. When we returned, glass in the ice cream. That fucking song of American Greed. I'll tell you, you know who's going to end up on fucking American Greed is that cunt who shot that lion. Everybody's talking about this dentist that went over and illegally poached this lion that was friendly with people. I love that shit. Is it friendly with people until what? It bites somebody's fucking head off? It's fucking unreal. You know what I mean? Everybody's fucking say you gas the pit bulls. You shoot a fucking lion. Everybody's like, oh, but he was nice. He was a good lion. I'm not saying it was a bad lion. I'm not saying the guy shouldn't have done it. I think everybody's missing the fucking story here. All right? Speaking of American greed, this guy paid $50,000. All right? That's just for the fuck. That's not even for his flight. To go over there and kill this fucking lion. All right? I'm not trying to stir anything up here, but how the fuck can a dentist afford to drop $50,000 to fly to Africa to shoot a fucking lion illegally? Just think of how expensive the shoes he had to buy, that he had to sneak around in. There had to be some sort of ninja wear fucking, I'm going to shoot a protected lion wear that he had on, right? Guy dropped $50,000 on that. And now he's gone underground. They go over his house. He's got a mansion, right? And all they're talking about is this fucking lion. And I'm watching an episode of American Greed. Ow, wow, wow. Right? How the fuck can you afford filling fucking? How many teeth are you filling? This guy's pulling teeth. I'm telling you right now. I used to work in a dental office, right? And there was some good dentists, just like cops. There's some good cops, there's some bad cops. And I'm not talking about interrogation. I'm talking about brandishing a weapon. No, I'm talking about fucking people pulling teeth that didn't need to be pulled. Fucking doing fillings on teeth that did not need to be fucking drilled into because they bought a car beyond their own fucking needs. Or whatever, their financial responsibility. All right? I think this guy should be fucking taken back there. Just for the simple fact that he went to another country and did that. What do we got over here? Does the MGM still have a lion? What if somebody from Zimbabwe came over here? What about the MGM lion, right? Right as they were recording that, you're watching an MGM film. Please turn the air conditioner back on.
Back on?
Yeah, the lovely Nia, everybody. She came in. This is a studio, man. Dave Letterman had it cold. I'm having it cold. He lasted fucking 30 years on television. I want to do 30 years of podcasting.
Then make sure we have air conditioning wherever we live.
Well, what's good is the air conditioning if you're going to fucking turn it off? Listen, I'm talking about that dentist that went over to Zimbabwe. You got to go grab a mic from the closet there. No one wants to listen to this. Let me just hit pause here. Fuck it. I never hit pause. Do you know that story, Nia?
Yes.
This dentist from Minnesota. He's one of those big game hunters. You know what I mean? He's one of those fucking guys. I'm going to shoot something that people think is scary. And I can be like, I killed that shit. Like it went up and he fucking put it in a chokehold. It's like you didn't. You went over and you shot it. The fact that you can walk up and kill an armed man, a human being with a gun, you could fucking kill. You could do it. Even if he knew you were coming, you have a gun, he has a gun, you could do that. So now you're going up to a lion. The thing doesn't have a gun. So, I mean, how fucking difficult is that? Actually, they shot it with a crossbow. But the only reason why they shot it with a crossbow was because they were trying to disguise.
Doesn't he's gone big game hunting before, right? Like he's done it a lot.
Well, here's the thing that
I thought I saw some weirdly alarmist headline being like, he's like a serial killer of animals. And it's like the way they were putting it was like, this is what he does all the time. I don't know. No, I haven't read about it.
He's one of those guys. He doesn't seem like he kills to eat it.
Yeah, it's just for sport.
Yeah, he's one of those guys to be like, yeah, you ever hear of an alligator? I fucking shot one in the head.
And what, does he put it up in his study or something like that?
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. So
what about him? He fled, right? Like he goes
over.
Off.
He went over to Zimbabwe. He bought like a crossbow and he fucking went into some like wildlife sanctuary. Allegedly, this lion was friendly with people. I love that shit.
Cecil the lion?
Cecil or whatever. It's friendly until it isn't. Until one day you do something that reminds of something from its childhood and it fucking bites your head off. But it's what it's supposed to do. It's a lion.
Yeah.
It kills shit.
Yeah, of course.
So he went in and he fucking killed it, decapitated it, skinned the fucking thing. Yeah, he wants the head.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you get the head back?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
That you got to go gym bag. You got to drain it out.
They probably do it there. Like,
oh no, you know what he did? He probably
it's like taxidermy.
Well, he probably like takes the fucking just the skin from the head. You bring that back, and then you have somebody like make a lion skull, and then you put it over there because no one's not going to know that the skull isn't in there, right? This is the kind of shit. This is like premeditated.
I have no idea.
Wait, let me ask you this, Nia, because you're into American Greed. This guy's a dentist. He paid $50,000 to do that. Mm-hmm. Now he's gone underground. They're going by his house. He has a mansion. This guy's a dentist. He has a mansion. Yeah. He's going all these expensive fucking, going around killing all these. How does a dentist have all that fucking money?
Is he like a hoity-toity fancy dentist that like doesn't take any insurance? It's all like self-pay, and it's the.
I worked in a dental office. Nobody was going on a safari, even to just look at him. Forget about just to go on a safari. How much money that is? Forget about. You're going to go over there and then sneak back later, kill a lion, butcher the fucking thing, and sneak it back.
Yeah, I don't know. He sounds very sketchy though. That's
American Greed.
That's Bill doing the theme to American Greed.
Later.
Yeah, do your best Stacy Keach impression.
Well, give me a scenario. It's always the same scenario.
It's always the same thing. It's like a Ponzi scheme, and he throws lavish parties, and he buys Ferraris and BMWs and yachts.
They called him Ferrari Mike. Dude, how many times is
Ferrari Mike?
How many times is Ludacris going to show up in the background of one of those?
Ludacris has oddly shown up on two different episodes of American Greed.
Greedy white people love Ludacris. They fucking can't get enough of him.
I don't know. It's really weird, though, how he came up twice.
It's fucking hilarious.
Not that he does business with these people, but he's like, he knows the people that did business with the person being profiled. It's like that.
Did like
he's
a private party, you know, when you're so rich you can have Ludacris rap in your living room.
I love that show.
What's that fucking
what
song?
Are you
used
doing?
To listen to that. That fucking that Missy Elliott song used to drive me up the wall. Remember that fucking song?
Pass that Dutch.
Yeah, they'd be like, way down in Pamela, nobody paid attention, nobody gave a shit. Remember that one? That was the only good part of the song was when he came on.
You're talking about Ludacris' solo.
12 Gators. That is the best part. I loved it. It was inspirational. No one believed in him. And he said, fuck this. He made his own goddamn tape. And then he was selling them out of the back of the car. And then he was crushing it.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to be on Empire next season.
I didn't like the part where he started buying the Gators. It's just like, no. Real estate.
Oh, I'm sure he has tons of real estate.
Not the guy he's singing about. I'm talking about the guy he's rapping about. I'm not talking about Ludacris.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ludacris.
How soon before Ludacris is on American Greed? At some point, he's got to come clean.
He's going to be on Empire. I just told you. Next season, he's going to be on Empire.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if he shows up on a third
episode of
American Greed, somebody's got to be like Ludacris. Like,
yeah, who is he hanging out with?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Look how white I am. I don't know any white guy on that show. That's pretty interesting, huh?
I'm sure you do, actually. They just haven't shown up yet. I'm sure you know or have somehow tangibly been involved with some like crazy corporate American Greed type dude, but it's just so far removed from you.
I used to do corporate gigs. I bet one of those guys went down.
Of course. Yeah.
No, but not if you donate to a fucking campaign.
No, but you're like a white guy working in show business. Like at some point you came across somebody that did some American Greed type shit. Like that's just how it goes. No?
I don't think so. I don't think they go to the Funny Bones and the Improv. I think when you sell out stadiums like him,
stadiums, theaters, like venues, promoters.
The last one we watched, this guy he throws a party in like Indianapolis, and he has ice sculptures cut into
the Playboy of Indiana.
Yeah, cut into like fucking dollar signs.
Yeah,
and then he stood on his balcony with $100 bills, and none of the money was his, and just fucking did
He made it rain.
He made it rain. And like, just what I love about those, what I find them so fascinating about them is just that living in the moment and thinking like, how long do you think you're going to fucking get away with this? Mm-hmm. And then they do. But then it's always kind of funny, just the dumb shit they buy. But then once they actually start showing the people that lost, it's always like, he was a farmer.
He grew food for the country. He never sold out to corporate farmers. He had 170 grand. He gave it all to Ferrari Mike.
That's true. They have like 120
When I met
grand.
him, he had a nice watch. He was well-spoken. I thought he was a nice person.
Yeah, it's always like 120, 170,000. It's like their entire life savings.
Yep. And then they take it and they go, all right. And they get the fake fucking spreadsheets and they immediately walk out the door and they go buy a watch with that. Like, you realize
they
level
take their
cycle?
money and just go spend it on themselves.
Yeah.
Those yachts, that $6 million yacht we saw on
I was
one of those
surprised that was
episodes,
only $6 million.
I know. I didn't feel like it was really all that for $6 million. Like the deck of the core and everything. It just
What are you
looked
talking
very
about?
basic to me. What?
I thought that thing would be like $40 million.
That thing? Oh.
It had 7 bedrooms with their own bathroom on a boat.
No, I know.
Where does all that
Still
shit
didn't,
go,
like,
Nia?
look
That's
that
expensive.
good. I don't
Hey,
know.
can you
It just didn't look that
turn
good.
the fucking AC back on, please?
Are you really that hot? I was freezing my ass off when I came in
I
here.
know you're wearing some old lady
I put
sweater.
a sweater on. Are you hot? Or you just want it on
I'm
just
always
because
hot, baby.
Letterman had it on? Are you actually
Yeah, no, it's
warm?
I'm dying in here.
Really? Okay.
I'm white, you know?
It's all that hot air.
Oh, touche. White people like the fucking cold, Nia.
I know.
We do. We're pasty. We're white like the snow, Nia. All right.
Why did you want me to come in here?
I wanted you to, well, I think there was a question that somebody wanted to fucking ask you. Where is it? Where is it?
Did you talk about our beautiful day by the pool today?
No.
Oh, that was so nice.
Can we talk about fucking UF?
H3H3 with Chris Delia.
Oh, he does say I have.
Wow.
That was like the end of The Sixth Sense. We're like, that's what he says. I have. I don't like that commercial.
No.
Yeah.
Why is it that car commercials in general are such ass? Like, what the fuck? Just tell me about the car.
Yeah, I don't know. No, hold on. Let's just say most commercials are just fucking pieces of shit.
True.
And there's honestly no excuse for that. It's 30 fucking seconds. Make it good. Yeah. There should be 0 bad commercials. Maybe 1% of commercials should be bad. It's so fucking easy. They try so hard to get all these writers. You have to check with fucking Lincoln. Is this okay? Oh, no, we do that. It's so fucking terrible. It's so bad. Just get one guy, be like, this is I've talked about this on my podcast. Like, if you have a commercial for pants or whatever the fuck it is, just have a guy come in and be like, hey, these are the pants.
These pants rule.
These pants are great.
Yeah.
Go buy these pants if you want these pants. If you don't want these pants, then don't buy these pants. But you're not going to be the guy with these pants on. Let me tell you something, man. If I was in a commercial for pants and I did that, it would be good.
Yeah.
If you get somebody, it doesn't have to be me. If you get him to do it, well, he might fuck.
No. He'll fuck it up.
Yeah, he'll be like, you want these pants?
I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah, but these pants. You be the guy with the pants. You'd be like, what? And
That's
still in a
very
Lincoln
true.
at the end, and you're like, why is he in a Lincoln? You can still get a Lincoln, though.
Oh, that's so true. Why don't
Yeah,
we
they
do
just,
that?
there's no fucking reason. I stand by this. I'm going to run for mayor on this platform. There's no reason to have bad commercials.
Well,
for a bad commercial.
My favorite bad commercials that stand out to me are Mentos, you probably recall.
Yeah.
Because it's unforgettable. You probably haven't seen these either.
Yeah.
Let me show you, in fact.
Yeah.
Because they are so bad that they're unforgettable. And at least in their case, you know they're doing it on purpose.
Right. That's what makes it forgivable, I think, though.
So, but let's watch.
Yeah. I also don't like how they always say Mentos.
They
Just
do?
fucking say Mentos.
Wait. Mentos commercial.
Yeah.
Wait,
right
they
there.
say Mentos?
Yeah, they always say Mentos, the fresh maker, or whatever
real?
the fuck they could say.
Is it not American?
It's American.
It might not be, though, technically, but this is.
I love this shit. This song makes it one too.
I lost my virginity to this. Mentos fresh. What is it? What a fucking. Oh, look at that. Would not work at all. Also, listen, right here. Listen.
Oh, wow. You were right.
Very, 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 very foreign. But no.
Hold on. Let me find another.
How about
Is
that
one-
guy walks into the interview, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this?
Dude, are you
All over him.
insane? Yeah.
That song.
This song's incredible. I mean, you can't forget it.
He gets hit by a car. Oh, what a day this guy's having.
What am I gonna do?
This is like MacGyver, basically. Go behind the car, asshole.
So much faster.
Right here.
Go behind the car.
Mentos. The
Mentos.
Mentos. It's so much faster to walk behind the car.
Mentos.
It
Dude,
must be not American.
he should have fucking got in the car, strangled the guy, killed him, and then gotten back out.
Right.
Mentos for life, I would eat.
What's up? And then he puts some Mentos on his corpse. What?
Wow, really good idea, actually. And then what
That's how
if he got in the
he
car
barks.
and it was Matthew McConaughey? Hey, man,
And
rolling
it's
a
a
Mentos
Lincoln.
like this. Hey, man.
Man, people need to hire.
Yeah.
I think people need to hire you.
He's just like, those are
Right
some
now.
big balls.
Dan said Hila's right. What's Hila right about, Dan?
that it's not American.
Yeah, no,
That's why
it's
they
too-
say
it's-
Mentos.
For real?
Because in Hebrew we
Wait,
also
who
say
makes Mentos, Dan?
It's
Mentos.
too, that's too
That
far, even for the 80s.
Italian.
Oh, man, that makes so much fucking
no,
sense, dude.
that
We get the
makes-
blonde guy. We get the blonde guy with the white.
Yeah.
He goes into the car. The guy is on his phone, and out of the car, voila.
That
Oh.
makes so much sense.
yeah.
My whole life makes so much
It's-
sense.
You know what? You know how it makes so much sense? A fucking pinstripe suit. That's so Italian.
So wait. So
Here,
Dan,
how do we get?
please tell me that Americans didn't make the Lincoln commercial then.
No, that's American.
That's
That's
American.
American through
No,
and
but
through.
here's the thing, though, because
me-
Italians showed up on set of the Mentos commercial, and they were like, "But why?" That was literally it was like an Inception or a Inception thing, a commercial within a commercial and shit. They were like, "But why does he not have a pinstripe suit?" And they're like, "Well, they don't wear them in America." He says, "He needs to have a pinstripe suit." And they're like, "Let's change the fucking whole commercial, just roll around." And then they were like, "Yeah, he has a pinstripe suit."
Wow.
Dude,
Mentos. What's with the Italians? Their roots go deep in a lot of industry. They make great cars, great clothing, and now it turns out their food is fantastic.
Yeah.
But now I found out they're making Mentos.
Great.
Why are Jews being accused of conspiracies when really the Italians control everything?
Yeah.
The Pope.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Also, they have a monopoly on pedophilia as well.
They get the corner market there, yeah.
I mean, I don't want that one, but I'm
No.
just saying they've got it covered.
They do.
They love it.
Yeah.
They're great at it. They look good while doing it.
That's a bad commercial there. All commercials are bad. There's no excuse for it,
No,
man.
it's so true.
Yeah. And you know, the Super Bowl is such a scheme too, because they
Oh,
get you to
dude.
watch just for the commercials. It's like, fuck you.
It's the greatest trick.
I didn't watch this year.
It's the greatest trick. Anybody, let me tell you something too. Anybody who says, "Oh, I watched the Super Bowl just for the commercials," is the most boring person in the room. Okay? Okay? First of all, those commercials fucking suck.
Right.
They're not good. Okay?
Right.
Maybe they used to be or something. I don't know, but they're not now. You watch them, and I watch them like this. Okay, you watch the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl. Okay,
Right.
I don't watch the Super Bowl. But go ahead.
Same.
What about the halftime show?
I mean, it just it was fine. I mean, I don't
you-
know, good or bad. I don't know. How does even anyone? People like love to make fun of the halftime show unless it's Beyonce. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Because it's like Beyonce can't do no wrong. But like, you knew being Maroon 5 that they were just gonna be like, oh, they're gonna make fun of him.
But what shocked me about getting Adam Levine is like, of all the artists that are popular, like who gives a fuck about Adam Levine? Like nobody really.
He's not like on the rise. I get it, but he's so big though. I mean,
He has a lot of hits.
When I heard
Yeah.
their songs, I was like, oh yeah, they're big.
Yeah,
I
got a lot of
didn't even know.
I mean, he's on that show, right? He's
Yeah.
he's just so big. They're so big, and they have some fucking hits.
yeah.
Yeah. But his tats, I mean, did you see his tats? That kind of shocked me.
Yeah, I knew that though. I saw pictures. Of his tats.
like.
Bert Kreischer with Wheeler Walker Jr.
Direction I'm going in. I thought you had to be solely your own voice. I remember.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's not, but then the older I got, the more I said, "Oh, if I assimilate, and if someone sees me, and there's jokes I can find in my act where I was like, oh, I was just doing Dane Cook because it worked, and I knew if it worked, it worked. Now I go, well, I'm just doing Bert. I'm going to do me. I can't do jokes the way anyone else can. But when you're younger, you're all over the fucking map. I feel bad for guys who get fame in their 20s and 30s because in a weird way, it's just not sustainable. Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing too. Is someone told me a story of, I don't know where it came up. Someone said that Ashton Kutcher, whatever his name is, moved to L.A. and got like a sitcom the week he moved.
The week he moved, yeah.
So I guess it must be well known.
Dude, I did an interview. Not to interrupt, I want to say that I want to just to expound on what you say. And by the way, fuck you that I interrupt. This is how a conversation works.
Well, that's how we talk.
Yeah. I interviewed Ashton Kutcher for a TV show that I had, and I walked in and I said he was drinking a Heineken in the morning, and he was, and I was like, nice. And I think I had a Heineken with him. We talked about him building a deck. He's building a deck, and I said something. I said, so how long have you been out in LA? And he goes, I got my first sitcom like a week out of being. I said, I'll give myself like 6 months. And I went, 6 months?
Yeah.
And
well,
then
Well, that's the thing. What I was saying about him is if you get it a week in, what's he going to say? It's not his fault. What's he going to say?
Yeah.
I pass. I don't need that $1 million. I'm going to live in this shitty apartment.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for taking it, but that's not how great art gets built. No one's claiming that he's the great, artist of our time either. You need that heartache, you need the heartbreak, and you need the 15 years
failure.
Of tough. Yeah, people don't want to listen to a guy who's just had fucking success. You need your own voice. And I have a Google, obviously, alert for Wheeler Walker Jr. And a lot of the articles I get are just, people, it's got a little Wheeler Walker Jr. sound. It's other people talking about, other people's music, but like, that's what I wanted to be, my own person. So if you sing like me, even for a line, people are going to catch it. I don't want people talking about, comparing me to somebody. Same way you're talking about having your own voice. I want people, I want people to go, hey, that guy's act. There was a few lines that were a little like Bert,
Yeah.
Instead of you having your own thing, instead of being just a comic for the people, for all people, because you can't be there for everyone. You're gonna be, the bigger you are, the more there's gonna be that the 1% of people who hate you, or 5%, 10%, whatever it is. That number just grows as you get bigger. It's more people. You fucking suck, and But once you get to a certain age, who gives two fucks? You're selling out shows, you're selling records. I mean, I don't even read that fucking shit anymore.
And the negative stuff that you get of like, oh, this is why I don't like your stand-up. You go, oh yeah. I hope that not everyone likes it.
Yeah,
if
sold
everyone,
out.
Yeah, if everyone likes my stand-up, then I'm not doing it right for the people that do actually like it.
Yeah, you don't. That's the thing people don't understand. It's like you don't do a sold-out show on your tour and then do a smaller show for the people who hate it. All that matters is the shows you sell out. They don't have it, the negative, on YouTube where they put the thumbs down.
Oh, that's so funny.
But where the thumbs downs are,
yeah,
you don't have to do a show for those guys.
That's so funny is that you do a show because they're, in a weird way, you do end up giving energy to people that don't like you online, right? Yeah. But you'd never do your art for people who don't. You'd never go like, guys, this is for the people, because they don't come see you. Yeah. So fuck them.
Exactly. That's what I always, that's what I always say now. It's just, it's like, oh, my new video, 5,000 thumbs up and 7 thumbs down. Like, do I do a small show after for this, telling the 7 or the 700 or whatever people to fuck off, I just do it for the people who like it,
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because I'll get negative comments on my solo podcast or this podcast. This podcast, I got a negative comment from a guy. I did a podcast with Justin Wren, and he was like, dude, seriously? You have Justin Wren on the podcast, and all you can do is talk about yourself? And I felt like going, hey, man, you weren't in the room. Like, should I have felt like I'm having a conversation with someone? This is how I talk to people. Like, this is who I am. I can't.
And if you don't like it, there's a lot of other fucking podcasts.
Yeah, and it's free. It's fucking free.
Yeah, I remember watching an interview the other day. I don't remember what it was on. I think one of the CNN shows, like they have like the 80s and 90s. They were talking to Seinfeld. He was talking about the first year where the show wasn't successful. I guess it wasn't successful.
Yeah.
So then he was like, how are people not watching it? He goes, we're beaming it into their house because on NBC. We're beaming in there for free. So you don't have to leave your couch. We're just giving it to you. And people are saying no thanks.
It's interesting now how people perceive the internet and podcasts as free content and not like radio and or television, because they're like, oh, I don't know, I got to pay for cable. I got to like...
Yeah, well, that's the thing too is, with streaming now especially, they're just like, man, you fucking suck. I listened to your album 18 times. They can listen to like I listened to your album 23 times, man. I fucking hate it. You know, where they used to just not have a way to even hear it, you know. Now with YouTube they sit there, click, watch it over and over again, man. I tried it 14 times. I don't like it.
Do you think now with content being more accessible, that has created more critics?
Oh, 100%. But I mean, I don't even blame those. I mean, if you told me when I was a kid, I think I mentioned this on your podcast before, that if I tweeted Axl Rose, there was even a 0.01% chance he'd read it, I'd tell him to go fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, and I liked him. It was just to get his attention, you know.
Yeah.
Like if he, you know, come to Lexington, come to Kentucky, you piece of shit, just for something to do, and then hoping he would say, "Fuck you, Wheeler," you know, suck my dick. That would make my fucking day.
That's interesting because I was in a room when someone had tweeted a celebrity something negative, and the celebrity wrote back, and everyone laughed at the celebrity for tweeting back. They all laughed like, holy shit. It wasn't Bette Midler, but can you believe Bette Midler fucking in her mansion decided to fucking read this, and I just fucked her day, and everyone laughed at Bette Midler, and I went, oh, I'll never reply to anybody negative. I've blocked a couple people. That my thing now is if I get on Twitter, I have someone block people for me on Instagram because
I've stopped reading Instagram, but if I do, I won't respond on Instagram. I'll just block.
Yeah, I don't reply. I just block people because I just go, you know what? I'm showing you pictures of my life. This is my family. This is everything. If you're gonna be negative, I don't need you in here. Goodbye. Like I you know, not that I want everyone to just suck my dick on Instagram, but you're like, but some negative comments, some of the ones I get aren't funny and they're just mean, and you're like, hey man, I think that you're hate watching me, and I don't want you to have that hate watching.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. That's why that's a powerful move. That's why I like it. It's like, you hate me, but you won't unfollow. Here, I'm doing it for you. You know?
Yeah.
You guess what, dude? You hate me so much, you're out of my life.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make life easy for you. Goodbye.
And he's like, oh man, who am I gonna make fun of now?
I've had guys come up to me and been like, dude, you blocked me on Instagram. And I was like, and we're hanging out, they're at my show, and I'm like, yeah, I don't block people. I got a company that does that. You must have said something fucked up. And they're like, dude, I was just joking around. And you're like, yeah, maybe you're not good at that. Like, maybe that's not your strong suit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've had people come up to me at shows like, hey man, I got a buddy who you blocked on Instagram. Like, is there a way I can get him back? I go, I don't know what he said. Someone probably did it for me, but he's an asshole. I don't have the time to find out who your buddy is and unblock him. You know? Yeah. It's like saying, you know, I called you an asshole and you didn't give me an autograph. It's like, well, sorry, dude. Them's the rules.
Well, you know what Lorne Michaels used to say, and this is before the internet, is he'd say to like Chris Farley and Adam Sandler and those guys, people aren't going to stop you on the street to tell you they don't like you on SNL. Now they do. Yeah. Not on the street, but you definitely get your criticism. I wonder if that's creating better artists.
I mean, I could also make the argument that it could be hurting things too, because if you want an artist to be fearless and to not worry about what the fuck anyone says, but if you don't want someone to take a chance at something. When people used to take chances and do crazy shit, you know, you don't have to you never had to worry about, you know, you see how many albums you sell, but like I said, you don't see the net. Now you can see, oh man, the first few weeks. Sometimes the albums take a while for people to understand. People didn't like Sgt. Pepper's for the first couple of years, you know. Maybe they would have pulled back and not done it with all that.
They didn't like Sgt. Pepper's right out the gate?
No, now it's thought of as one of the great albums, but at the time it was just kind of like, this was a little weird, a little trippy, kind of taking themselves too seriously.
I felt like that with every single Beastie Boys album ever released. The day I got it, I was like, I don't get it. And then one day I'm driving on the street and I'm like, who is this? And they're like, this is Beastie Boys. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Oh, I got to listen to that. And then I'm like obsessed with it a year after everyone else was obsessed with it.
Yeah, I remember I got that album, Check Your Head, and I was like, this sounds like a big mess. And then somebody at a talent show at our high school some white guy did like, So What You Want?
Yeah.
I go, what song was that? That was that album you said you fucking hated. I was like, well, let me listen to it again.
Dude, Paul's Boutique in high school.
Paul's Boutique got a big backlash, and that's one of the great hip hop albums.
It got a backlash?
I mean, no, it was they were this huge like party band, and people. That album came out, people hated it.
Dude, Paul's Boutique came out, and I was like, and I didn't. I must have been in like must have come out when I was in 9th grade or 10th grade, maybe 9th grade, and I didn't. I bought it and didn't listen to it, and then I started driving in 10th grade, and I can't. When did Paul's Boutique come out? Will you look that up?
I want to say 90. Was my guess.
No. Was it 90? It might have been 90. And I'm thinking, instead of thinking 89.
That's pretty good.
It came out when I was in high school and I was driving, and I was like, okay, all right. And then one day I was in college and I'm fucking driving down the street. My buddy Brian Callahan said, "'Cause I'm the Eggman," at a party, and I started laughing. I go, "What's that from?" He goes, "Beastie Boys, man."
You know what happened in the old days, I remember this, is like you would figure it out.
Joe Rogan with Tom Segura.
When I ran in, the feature was like, "All right, thanks everybody." I was like, "Shit." Missed my set completely.
Whoa.
Just, I mean, this town teaches you to leave way earlier than you should.
What is it going to be like in 10 years?
When there's even more people?
Yeah, they're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of a natural disaster, LA is going to continue to grow. Unless there's one of them, the rock earthquakes, like this movie he's got coming out.
Oh, yeah, San Andreas, right?
It'll take some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then everybody's just going to overrun Colorado. Then everybody's just going to move to Colorado.
People have like, they propose that like nothing would be better for Earth than like a significant wipeout of a certain percentage of the population, right? Like for everything. I mean,
that's very short-sighted on Earth's point.
Yeah.
Because I would say, Earth, listen, we're the only ones, out of all the shit that you got growing, the only ones that might be able to figure out how to divert a fucking asteroid. So, watch your mouth, bitch.
Yeah, talk
okay?
some shit.
Because you want us out there fucking and making computers.
Yeah.
We throw some shit in the ocean. We'll figure that out in a couple of generations. But what we're doing is we're paying attention to the fact there's rocks above you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch. Earth. You fucking whining bitch.
Human beings. Worried about a natural disaster would be the best thing to happen to Earth. Yeah, how much of a natural disaster? Fuckhead. Because you got hit by, you forgot about this, you got hit by a planet once.
Yeah.
The Earth got hit by a goddamn planet at one point in time.
How long ago?
Before your time.
Like 100 years ago?
It's like
1890?
72.
Oh.
Before slavery was abolished.
Oh, okay.
God was trying to wipe out slavery with the Earth, with another planet.
Another planet came?
I think it was like 1 billion years into Earth's life cycle.
Yeah. That was a while back.
Imagine, though, if you saw a planet in the sky and it was slowly coming towards us, and astronomers like, we've got a rogue planet. There's a rogue planet headed our way.
Yeah.
And we have 2 years to do with this. Oh, by the way, we lied about going to the moon. We've never actually really landed anywhere other than Earth. Sorry.
And then as the planet gets closer, people are like, where's it going to hit? And they keep like changing like where they think it's going to hit, and then it lands, and then they're like, it's going to be North Korea. Everyone's like, all right, cool.
It's going to hit so hard that even if you do leave now in a spaceship, the aftershocks of the impact will blow your spaceship apart in space. So it's pointless to leave. Just every day. Murder, chaos, machetes, gunfire,
billionaires
fucking.
would all still be gone, though.
Dance parties.
They would still be in their rockets. Like, fuck it. I'm going to do it anyways.
Do you think they would try?
I think so, yeah.
I think we could reinforce the outside and beat the shockwaves. I've done my own calculations, Roger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe one guy just thinks it'd be cute to get that guy up in space.
Paul Allen would be up there.
You think so?
Yeah, watching from above. You guys are fucked. I can see
you
it coming.
You don't want to be that guy, though, man. You don't want to be alone in space with $1 billion.
No, that sounds so fucking... That's so depressing to think about.
I would way rather die.
Yeah.
Way rather.
With the rest of us?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to live in space in some tiny community that, is trying to suck water out of rocks on Mars.
No, that sounds horrible.
It's so stupid. Like this, you know how long people have worked to turn Earth into what you can enjoy right now?
Yeah.
Like, this has been a long process to get to 2015. And you're just gonna bypass all that and shoot yourself off into space like an asshole?
Somebody would. They would. Somebody would.
We would have to be like thousands of years more advanced than we are now, to the point where we could like change the atmosphere of a planet. Like we could land on Mars and do something. Like what is that? There's a term, a scientific term, for when they reintroduce oxygen to an atmosphere of a planet. I forget what it is, but they've developed machines that they could theoretically pull this off
photogenisis.
with. No, that's
no, I know.
I'm just an asshole. I think it's just when you're good looking. But whatever that term is, they eventually want to do that to like Mars. They eventually want to fly there, set up these gigantic gas making machines, and somehow or another make oxygen.
It is cool. Like that we can't even wrap our heads around how amazing it'll be. Like how in thousands of years, like we can't wrap our heads around what life is going to be. But we do have the benefit of looking back and seeing like how much better our lives are than every generation before. I'm talking about just quality of life.
Oh yeah,
like how hard life used to be.
Dude,
it's so and you look at lifespans. People living to their 30s was an average lifespan a long time. You know what I mean? Like. You got married and you had your kid at 13, and that was standard. And then everybody got a cold, and they're like, "Well, he's dead. Like he died of his cold." That's what happens. You get cold and you die. It was horrific.
And not only that, like what we're talking about was 100 years ago.
Yeah,
that's what's really bananas,
dude. You know what I always think about? Air conditioning. Like how fucking normal that is to us.
Yeah.
How you're like, it's 100 out, and you walk in, you're like, everything's fine now. Like it feels
it's not just
comfortable.
fine. You watch TV in your underwear, picking your balls.
And you're like,
meanwhile, you could
not bad at all.
cook food on your driveway.
Yeah,
you literally cook food in your driveway.
And then, of course, the reality, there's some people who don't have that, obviously, still, who are like, you're like, Jesus, imagine right now if I didn't have that. Like how in the worst hot day, how horrific the quality of life becomes.
Like Phoenix. Like Phoenix in the summer.
It's brutal.
Phoenix in the
Vegas,
summer.
Phoenix.
Vegas in the summer. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that anybody can endure those temperatures.
I remember doing gigs in Vegas, July, August, where like you're at one casino, whatever, the Bellagio, and you're like, I'm going to walk to the next one. Just the next one. If you forget how the size, the magnet, of just the buildings.
Yeah.
And that next one is, I don't know, a quarter mile or something, maybe a little more than that. That's how far the next. That's not far to go. But when it's 124 outside, and you're walking down, and you get there, you're like, I'm gonna check into this hotel. Like I'm not even gonna go back to my old hotel because it is fucking brutal outside.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like a hairdryer blowing in your face all day.
And there's homeless people there. Like they live in that.
Do you think you adapt?
I think you do adapt to a certain degree because human beings were just so resilient, and you do adapt to things. But I think there's also people you're like, that they die. And
well, I know that Eskimos, or you're supposed to call them Inuits, their hands have adapted to deal with the cold. Like they don't get numb hands like we would if we went up there.
Really?
Like their circulation's different, their skin's different. And I also know that like my friend Steve Ranella was just in Bolivia, and he has a podcast, the Meat Eater podcast, where he's talking about this trip to Bolivia. It was pretty fascinating. One of the things that we're talking about is how it was really hot down there, and really everybody was sweaty, except the natives. The native Chumani, or I think that's how you say their name, they didn't sweat. Like to them, it wasn't that hot.
That's unbelievable.
Like, they were used to it. Like everybody else is drenched with sweat. And these guys are like barely drinking water. They drink a little sip of water every now and then. But you look at them, they're not glistening with sweat like everybody else.
It's amazing how quick the adapt and the change happens too. I remember like for the first 13, 14 years of my life, I lived in cities that had cold winters. Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Minneapolis. And we moved from Milwaukee to Florida in November. And in November, sometimes in Florida, it'll get all the way down into the 50s, like in South Florida, right? So I go to school the first few days, and kids have sweatshirts and jackets on, and I'm in a T-shirt and shorts. We just moved from Milwaukee, where it's like 3 that day.
Right.
So people looked at me, and they're like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And I'm like, this is the best day I've had in months. Like, this is really warm. And then, but the thing is, the next year, you change. Yeah. You adapt to the new temperature, and then I was cold in 50. then I'm
Start
wearing
complaining.
jackets. Yeah, it changes. It changes really fast.
I walked into a Starbucks the other day, and these ladies were complaining about the rain. It's been raining so much lately.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking crows.
Yes.
You dumb crows.
We're in a horrible drought.
They just make noise.
Water, the life-giving water
There's
coming from the sky. What is it going to do? Water the crops? Feed the animals?
Yeah, we don't need it. You're right.
It was hilarious.
Let's shut it down.
Just people will find something to complain about. But it's just,
True.
it's adorable when you see it. Because
is.
it's like, this is so cliche. Like, people are complaining at a good thing
I know.
that's been happening quite often. Like, I wish I wasn't making so much money. God, I'm always making all this money.
I got all these accounts.
What's with all this sex? All
Interest.
this feeling good and getting my dick sucked.
That's a real great complaint to have.
People are weird, man. They're weird. They'll
Yeah.
complain about everything. I think people just look to complain about shit, so a lot of times they don't have to look inward. There's a lot of complaining going on. It's just like externally, venting your internal frustrations.
I think that's most of the time. Sometimes I catch myself doing it. And I'll
But
be like,
sometimes it's funny.
Sometimes it's funny.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like when Diaz complains about shit, he'll complain about dressing, the different flavors of dressing, and just start laughing. He's mocked me for like everything I've ever done.
Yeah,
it's always something. What do you got your fucking fanny pack over there, Captain? Like there'll always be something, you know. I remember when Eddie Bravo had this fucking wrist bracelet on. It was like one of those leather bracelets, you know, those rock and roll type with the snap.
Yeah.
And Joey walks over and goes, "What are you waiting for, a fucking falcon to land on your arm?" A falcon.
He gave me shit just for talking to people one time. Because we were traveling together, and like it was like the third person that had come up and been like, "Hey, are you guys doing shows?" And he pulled me. He goes, "Will you stop fucking talking to people?" What? What did I do? He's like, "I'm trying to get in the fucking car, get to the hotel. I want to take a nap, play with my balls. Stop fucking talking to people." I'm like, all right, sorry. But he was so fired up that I was like, "Hey, man!" Like that. I responded to somebody who wanted to talk.
That's hilarious.
He gets in those moods if he doesn't eat. It's ridiculous. Like especially right when we land at the airport, him and like
Greg Fitzsimmons with Dave Attell.
You know, because I have buddies like Mike Gibbons, and he's divorced, and
Yes.
he's having a blast. He's on Tinder, and,
Oh, yeah.
my friend Pete's out with like 24-year-old.
Wow.
And I just think, God, I am trapped in a happy marriage.
Do you feel like you've been married 8 times in one marriage?
No, twice.
Really?
Once before the kids and once after the kids. It's like
Oh.
2 different relationships.
I could totally get that. I could see it.
They're both good, but they're totally different from each other.
Because you married a woman and now you're with a mother.
That's right.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. 2 different types of...
Well, and because you're competing for who does she love the most.
Well,
and it's usually them.
I mean, you're a great guy, but it has to be the kids. Would
Yeah.
You say?
Yeah.
I've never seen that in any movie where the woman's like, "Is my husband all right? Take my kids." Is that old bear I sleep next to every night? Is he okay?
Is Bobby Oral Sex Jones okay? That's the only reason she would possibly save you first.
Yeah, if you were a master.
Is Clit Licker Johnson
Well-
out of the bus?
Well, let me ask you this now. I know we are at the comedy store.
Yeah.
Right. And I have to think that, we're in the basement. This is not the most... It's great that they turned it into a podcasting studio, correct?
Mm.
But do you think that is the new way to go with a basement? I mean...
Yeah, because in LA, there's not a lot of basements, and people are afraid to go into them because of the earthquakes. So they figured that let's start with the bottom of entertainment. And if they die, nobody really cares.
You were way ahead of the curve on podcasting.
I know.
You really were. I would say you weren't like the George Washington of it, but you were definitely like the Rutherford B. Hayes of it. That's like 20 presidents in or something.
Yeah.
But you deserve a lot of props. And how do you think it's changed from the beginning to now, podcasting?
Well, let me just say this. Well, first of all, it's changed in that, like, when I started, it was like me and Marin and, Chris Hardwick and people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have, like, it wasn't like this, we're divorced guys who are gay, it's like, there's no niche to it. There's no, like, brand to it. It's just, we sit and we talk to people that we want to talk to. And that's become kind of diluted. And so, in a way, it's hard to compete now with these more specific podcasts. but at the same time, I feel like we built an audience that's based on the people like that I like.
Right.
And so people like who I like.
Mm-hmm. Well, we just did Rogan's podcast, and there's nothing better than that.
Right.
His fans are fanatical.
Thank you.
Joe is such an interesting cat. He's so interesting. I mean, like, he has a million, like, everything that comes out is like, it really is like, take a moment, think about it. And, I have to say that, like, since I know you guys, it's super comfortable and it's always fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for having us in. I mean, there's a lot of other podcasts now, political ones.
Yeah.
The serial killer circuit is kicking it right now.
Oh, yeah. My Favorite Murder.
That
and-
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, those guys, too. Like, so it's cool, like you said, it is a niche thing, but it's always more fun to be with the other comics.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I mean,
That's
look
good
at
to
us.
hear.
We're having a great time here.
I know. We're hanging out. We got some Starbucks.
Yeah,
No
you didn't want
headphones.
any. That's such
Now,
a...
well-
what an LA slap in the face when a man tries to buy another man at Starbucks and you're like, no, I'm okay.
I should have asked for one of those lollipop cakes or something. Just
Well,
to, just
how
to
about-
soak you for a few bucks.
Yeah. I've seen those, like, those cakes over there. I think they've been there for a while. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a reason why they're wrapped in cellophane. Now, Jeff, what did you get? Oh,
I'm
he's
sorry,
editing-
Jeff isn't
He's
here.
editing.
Yes.
He's roasting pet rocks right now.
We're taking a break as a team right
Yeah.
now, so I'm going to try it solo for a while. Much like Lindsey Buckingham when he left Fleetwood Mac. I'm going to see if I can kick it on my
Yeah,
own.
right. Yeah, this is jelly, no peanut butter.
Did I tell you, like, from working with Jeff, because we had some great road shows too. Like, we're a monster casino act. We are monster good at it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. Like, we're great. You give me a B-level casino somewhere out in the hollers,
Yeah.
and like we'll kick it.
Really?
We'll crush that. Yeah.
Why is that better than a
I don't know.
regular club?
The people just. There are people, man. It's like all broken, sad people in the crowd, and
Yeah.
like we just, mix it up good with them. But,
Right.
like I'm not saying that we're ready for, whatchamacallit, a run of Macau in China, like a run of international casinos. But
Anywhere people are gambling and losing, you guys.
yeah, I
step
feel
right
like that's
in.
where we're at the best. Any place where you can get a steak all night, that's where we rock it.
So,
Mm-hmm.
bumping mics. One of the things you do though on it that you can't get at casinos is you have celebrities come on,
True,
and walk on stage. And in
Yes.
the 3 episodes I watched all. When did it premiere? By the way.
Premiered November 27th or
Okay.
26th.
All right. So
It's weird.
I watched all 3
You
right
did?
away as soon as
Honestly,
they came out. Yeah, I watched all 3.
Everyone listening at home, do you know how hard it is to get another comic to watch comedy and
I
like
know.
straight through? That's like you deserve like a
No, it's rare.
Really?
There's a lot of people I have on, and I try to watch everybody's specials. But, you watch most people's specials, and probably about 15, 20 minutes in, you're like, okay, I get it. I pretty much get it. But your guys' thing was like, I wanted to see who the celebrities were coming in. I want to see the different scenarios you guys would do. And I like the B-roll if you guys like
You did
sitting
like
in
it.
a park talking about it.
Yeah.
It kind of was like a little bit more, because like you and Jeff don't usually talk a lot about sort of the craft. You just do it.
Yeah.
You're more of like, you'd rather cut the shit. You don't want to podcast your act. You want to just do it.
Yeah,
But in that, I feel like you guys opened up and kind of talked about the making of the sausage a little bit.
that's a good point, Greg. I don't like talking. I always like feel that the more you talk about it, the like less fun it is to do. But Jeff has some good insight on it, and like he's we've been saying it in a bunch of press, but it's so true that he's super optimistic about life and show business. I'm super negative, pessimistic about everything, and like that energy, like you kind of see it in some of these interviews. I wasn't like I hate like where it seems like I'm promoting or being pompous or something like that. But a lot of the questions, Andrew Jarecki, who was the director of this thing, an award-winning director, did this documentary, and he was right. I had some trepidations about like all this like interstitial stuff. I thought it would slow down the action, but it really did help, and it gave people, I guess you could say, a layer that they don't normally see. Right?
Yeah, definitely. And especially since, Jeff is so positive, it's actually kind of annoying. I keep waiting for like, you always wait to see the dark side with Jeff, like, because you see it on stage that he's so
Right.
positive, and he's like, a lot of guys that are like that are douchebags off stage, but then he's like the same guy off stage too.
Yeah, no, Jeff is he really believes this is going to be a home run. He's like, we're going to make it happen. And he also backs it up. He has great follow through, much like most of the guys that I know in comedy. Most of the people is they're self-starters and they see it to the end. I've seen you do a multitude of projects, like, when you're writing on Crashing, or, any one of these like I guess you could say like do it yourself kind of things. Like everybody says they're going to do something. Few people follow through on it, but you guys do. And Jeff is like,
and this is Bert Kreischer with Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yeah, I would love that. I wish Leanne was here. I'd love for her to come back and hear it. Let me see if. Yeah, well, I'm going to see if she's here. If she can come back and listen. What song is this?
It's called "Fuck You with the Lights On." It's another love song. When I fuck you with the lights on, I wanna do it all night long. I wanna see them old titties flapping. Flip that switch, baby, make it happen. Come on, honey, do we have a deal? I'll split your legs in the electric bill. Girl, I'll write you a love song. If I can fuck you with the lights on. Girl, there's something different about you. Makes me wanna try something brand new. So let's get you back to my place. We ain't got no time to waste. I wanna put a big smile on your face. When I fuck you with the lights on, I wanna do it all night long. Wanna see them old titties flapping. Flip that switch, baby, make it happen. Come on, honey, do we have a deal? I'll split your legs in the electric bill. Girl, I'll write you a love song. If I can fuck you with the lights on. There's a lot of things I cannot see. If you'd met my ex's girl, you'd agree. Cause when the lights came on, hell, he scared my dog. Now his tail is wagging all over the place. When I fuck you with the lights on, I wanna do it all night long. Wanna see that ass clapping. Flip that switch, baby, make it happen. Come on, honey, do we have a deal? I'll split your legs in the electric bill. Girl, I'll write you a love song. If I can fuck you with the lights on. Well, fuck going green, cause your tight pussy needs to be seen. So let me fuck you with the lights on. Wanna do it all night long. Wanna see them old titties flapping. Flip that switch, baby, make it happen. Come on, honey, do we have a deal? I'll split your legs in the electric bill. Girl, I'll write you a love song. If I can fuck you with the lights on. If I can fuck you with the lights on. If I can fuck you with the lights on. Turn them lights on. How was that?
I love your music. It connects so quickly with me.
You get it fast.
I
man.
do. I get it so.
Thank you, folks, for listening. Tune in next week for more podcasts of all podcasts.